I'm a kindergarten teacher at Meeting Street Elementary at Burns, and it's my second year teaching. I had a couple professors who were like, you need to find a different school. And so I was like, okay, let's find one that's changing the game. And so then I heard from my friend about Meeting Street and how they just care more about students and they actually want to fight for kids to be able to achieve better. The first semester, to really drive results with students, I think my co-teacher and I were really on the same page about everything. We came in with a game plan. We were ready for the first day of school. We were ready to set those really firm routines, and so then our students always knew what to expect. And we've been able to differentiate our instruction for students as well, and to make sure all kids continue to get pushed. Liz is my coach, and she has been able to come in and out of our classroom all the time and give us support, and our grade level chair has been there every step of the way. Our operation team, they do everything for us. They do everything behind the scenes, making sure those printers are running, making sure we have all our coordinating Meeting Street gear, making sure we look good. They're always just there. They make sure that everything is flowing. Okay, to recharge, I love to do anything outside. So walking on the beach, hanging out with my roommates, walking the bridge, and I joined a gym this year, and so I've been doing kickboxing all the time.
My name is Grace Kais, and I teach 4th grade ELA at Meeting Street Elementary at Burns. And it's my first year. Right when I graduated from college, I was subbing. I was just kind of hopping around. So one of my friends that I went to College of Charleston with, she worked here, and she was like, why don't you apply to be a sub at my school? Like, it's awesome. And I was like, okay, I guess. And then I came here, and on my first day, I was like, okay, I love it here. Like, they were so welcoming, so kind, so much different than the other schools I had been subbing for, They just gave me a whole lot more support and things I needed right off the bat. And then I decided to stay because I was like, why would I leave? It's my first year, so I didn't really know what to expect. But after the first month, I think I sort of realized okay, it's time to take it up a notch. And I just continued to hold them to high expectations, holding them accountable, which I learned along the way. It's really hard to hold them all accountable, but I just really tried to stick to everything that I said. The next level for me, I would say, is continuing to up the rigor, continuing to hold them to high expectations. I spend a lot of time on the weekends with the Burns family. We love to be able to see each other on the weekends and being able to talk to them about non-school related things and getting to know my coworkers better, but also just hanging around adults. It's refreshing.
Oh, there we go. Hello! I'm Brielle.
I'm Grace.
And we're really honored to be representing Burns here today. Yeah, we're a little out of breath. Yeah, go Turtles. All right, Grace and I are a little bit new at this whole teaching thing, but we've learned a few things along the way, and so we created an acronym for you. You ready? You ever heard of RBF? Yes. Okay, well, you're welcome. Here we go. But our RBF is a little different. We're doing relationships, belief, and family. Whew. The first one is relationships. Relationships are a game changer in the classroom. It's something we talk about and we do with our friends, but it's harder with our students. We don't know how to put in the time. We don't know what makes them tick. But we have to be willing to talk to them, to spend time with them, to have an extra lunch with them, in order to really get to know them. And when we do that, we get to learn who they are. We learn who they want to be. We learn what motivates them, what makes them tick. And when you do that, you get to push them to that next level. One of our students, Dominique, she came into this year and she's brilliant. She already knew a lot, and we didn't know what we needed to do to get her to that next level. She would shut down, she would end up in timeout, and we had no clue how to get through to her. But through building a relationship, we learned that she needed a little extra encouragement. Sometimes that meant an extra hug, an extra fist bump, an extra high five. But by doing this, she's able to bounce back quicker, and she's able to grow her brain even more.
So we start relationships at Burns because that's what creates that awesome classroom community and classroom culture. But more importantly, that's what brings you closer to your students, gets you to know more about them, gets them to trust you. As I started, it's my first year, I realized that the students I had the strongest connections with were the students who trusted me the most. Therefore, they're more willing to take risks in their learning. So when I think of relationships, I think of one student in particular, Kamari. In the beginning of the year, yes, thank you. Shout out Kamari. In the beginning of the year, she came in. She would always have her head down, hood up, wouldn't make eye contact with me. And I knew that I really had to do something to get that connection to work. We were struggling a little bit, and so I went to my coach, Tara, and I said, what do we do? And she suggested that we went on a home visit. And so that's what we did. We got to meet up in Wayland Park with Kamari, her mom, my co-teacher Brianna, and Tara, and just got to know a lot more about Kamari, what were her interests, her hobbies, things that she liked to do outside of school, and we were able to find some similarities, and ever since then, it was like a day and night difference. Now Kamari is the first teammate at my close reading small table, and she's advocating for herself and begging, saying, Ms. Kais, can I please be the one to start off and read? I want to do it, Ms. Kais. Can I do it? Can I be the one to read? And she just has so much confidence.
All right, so we gave you the R, and the next one is B for belief. But not just any kind of belief when we're at Meeting Street. We believe in an unwavering belief. An unwavering belief means we're not willing to give up on students. We're not willing to walk out or let them walk out. And I heard this before I ever stepped foot in a classroom at Meeting Street. I heard this way back in PD of we were going to fight and we were going to be different. And then you step into the classroom and months like October and February come and you don't know what to do. They're starting to push those buttons and you're a little bit tired and you don't know if you really believe and they don't even believe in themselves. And that's when our job gets really cool and we get to believe in students who don't believe in themselves. We get to show up and we get to look kids in the eye and tell them, I love you too much to let you out of this work. I love you too much to let you do this to yourself. I love you too much to let you give up on your education. And one of our students, mine and Abby's, his name is Mason. Yes! If you know Mason, you love him. But sweet Mason came into this year and we were told he only knew the word no. We were told he doesn't know how to communicate. He had never been in a structured setting like school. And a kid like Mason would be really easy to put in the back of a classroom, put on an iPad because you don't know what to do. But instead, we fought for Mason. We pushed him. We led him through all his tears to continue to do the work, to learn the routines, and to do kindergarten. And Mason not only can talk, but Mason can now read. And he went from the 24th percentile in reading to the 45th. Woo! And I'm sure you all have stories of kids just like Mason, but they're why we have an unwavering belief, because they're worth fighting for.
So, it's one thing to read our school mission statement every day and say to yourself, yeah, I have that unwavering belief, but I think it's another thing to take that unwavering belief and really put it into motion in the classroom. And so, the past 2 years have brought a lot of uncertainty, not just for us, but also our students. And so in the beginning of the year, I noticed that a big gap was kids lacking confidence. So I knew I was really going to have to give them that extra push and let them know that, hey, I believe in you. So for me, I think of one of my students, Artez. He has this contagious energy, but when it came to doing schoolwork, he would shut down. And he started saying things like, I'm not meant to be in the 4th grade, or I can't do 4th grade work, it's too hard for me. And that's when I knew, all right, I got to not only show him that I believe in him, but tell him that I believe in him. And so I continued to push him so hard, even on his hardest days, even when I was frustrated, continued to push, double down on the high expectations, and learned that he actually likes to do things like
backflips when he finishes his work. And so that's what we did. If it was, all right, you finish this one problem, do a backflip. And so, with all that, now Artez has been able to channel his energy into his work and has even set a goal for himself to become an independent learner by the time he reaches the 5th grade.
All right, so we've given you our R for relationships, our B for belief, and our last one is our F, family. I think it means a lot when we say we have these relationships with students, we want to fight for them, we have this belief, but everything changes when you step into your classroom, you close that door, and you get to create a family. Abby and I, before this year began, we sat down and we talked about our routines, our procedures, how we were going to handle situations, what we wanted X, Y, and Z to look like. And then when we jumped into the year, we got to actually live it out. We got to fight for kids, we got to show up, we got to be strict, and we got to teach them. But what really mattered was how Abby and I treated each other. They noticed that Abby and I were friends. We aren't just co-teachers. They tell us all the time, you guys are best friends. And it's true, at school we really are best friends. We have each other's backs and the kids see that. The kids see that we're grateful for each other. All of the little things that we do for each other, making sure we put out papers, the simplest things, and saying thank you. And now our kids do that. They thank each other. We showed each other that we can't give up. When we need to tap out, we look at each other and the other one takes over. And now our kids know they get to push each other. They get to hold each other accountable. And it's really easy to be like, oh yeah, you got 2 teachers supporting you. Okay, great, that's one thing. But when you have 20 plus people, all your teammates, all your teachers, the whole kindergarten team and the whole school supporting you, you can't fail. And one of our little boys looked at Abby the other day and said, Miss Ryder, who's your family? Like, who are they? And one of our little girls, Madison, looked at him and said, we are her family. We're a family. And it's true, our kids really think that. They see us and they come in and they know they're going to be loved, they're going to be pushed, they're going to be encouraged. And that changes the game. Kids want to learn when they know there's that many people supporting them.
And, like Brielle said, it's been amazing to see how awesome the classrooms across the school as a whole have had such strong communities and culture. But another game changer that we thought of was having a strong team of teachers. When you work alongside people who you genuinely admire and trust, it really shows in your practice. I think about me personally. I have been blessed with an amazing 4th grade team of teachers. And we have built this super strong bond with each other where we're able to co-teach and we're able to show our students the power of collaboration. They watch our every move, they listen to how we talk to each other, they listen to how we, talk to them. And we've been seeing on their end that being mimicked. And so, they ask us, what's your X factor? What's your one thing that you can't find in a book? For me, that's my team. Because without their support, without their encouragement, without knowing that if I need to step out, they're right there, they're taking over for me. I wouldn't have made it through my first year. So it's the power of having people behind you who can help you that really gives you that extra push.
Let's give it up.